was supposed to be a part of the Epidemic Prevention and Water Purification Department. But this was a disguise because in top secret, the Japanese carried out biological experiments on human subjects. My name is Stefan, this is History Hustle, and I'm standing here in Harbin, China. And in this video I'll talk about the notorious Unit 731. Key figure was the Japanese Army doctor Shiro Ishii. At the end of the 20s, he traveled to Western Europe to study the use and effects of chemical weapons during the First World War. And when he got back to Japan, he convinced the military government that germ warfare was the way to win a future war. When the Japanese seized control over the North Chinese region Manchuria, he could start his experiments here in Harbin. Unit 731 started here in Harbin, China, but the project was soon expanded to other regions in Manchuria, Pinfang and Beijing. Also, there were experiments in Tokyo, Japan. The guinea pigs were mostly Chinese. Think of POWs and resistance fighters, but also random civilians that were abducted from the streets. There were experiments on Koreans, Mongolians, Russian POWs and later also American POWs. These experiments were strictly confidential and the facilities were heavily guarded to minimize the chance for escape. Most patients were injected with viruses and the effects were studied. When a patient was not useful anymore, they were killed. Then there were also weapon tests on live targets to study the effects of grenades and flamethrowers. There was vivisection. People were dissected alive. People were thrown into high pressure chambers, were starved, dehydrated, electrocuted. Limbs were amputated to study the effects of blood loss or frozen to study the effects of frostbite. The goal of Japan was to create powerful biological weapons they had to win the war with. Biological weapons were used at the Battle of Shanghai at the end of 1943, a battle Japan lost. The Japanese tried to contaminate water sources in unoccupied Chinese regions to cause epidemics. And however these attacks cost many lives, epidemics never took place. When in August 1945 the Red Army invaded Manchuria, Unit 731 was destroyed. Documents were burned, patients were killed, and buildings were blown up. In total, Unit 731 has cost the life of 3,000 people. But this doesn't include the people that died in other research facilities spread out to China and also in Singapore. A handful of Japanese scientists were sentenced to forced labor by the Soviet Union, but most Japanese scientists were able to flee to Japan, where they were arrested by the United States, who made a deal with them. On the condition that they would hand over their research data, they would be granted immunity. And so many war criminals went free. And the story of Unit 731 was for a long time unknown, until former Japanese employees in the decennia after the war started talking. And thanks to them, the story of Unit 731 can be told. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, give it a like. Do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos I put out there. And also check out my Instagram @HistoryHustle. Thanks for watching and until next time.